pixels in the neon night. A dabble here, a dabble there, it feels so right. And he's got the joystick leading the fight. Level up, laugh till the morning light. Warped on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Warped on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Control yourself, no rage quitting here. With Annie's jokes, the lag disappears. Pixelated dreams, 8-bit cheer. Every Wednesday night, the fun is clear. From Mario's pipes to a portal's twist, it's a gaming galaxy you won't wanna miss. Warped on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Grab a one up, don't delay. Warped on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Coins are clinking, hearts are sinking, and it's quick wit has us thinking. A dabble dash, a power up dash, warping through worlds in a pixel flash.
Well, welcome back to the Warp Zone, Annie's weekly roundup where that's me, I'm Annie, wraps up what I've been up to. Well, not the last week or the week before that, because, didn't really have time to, because when I was in Vegas, and after that I was recovering from Vegas, and me and producer Snake here were honestly just too tuckered out to do it. We would have liked to, sure, but we were just like, no, we just need to rest. We deserve it. So thanks for coming back. I appreciate everyone in the chat, the whole two of you. You're, the two people I was hoping to see, so I'm glad that you're here, because, that's all that really matters. If the people that show up that you want to show up. Like Snake. Hi, Snake.
Hi.
Oh, and Dee Dee in the chat. Now, she won't be on the show today because she has things going on in real life. Busy, busy lady, like, being pregnant. So she won't be on the show this morning, but she is in the chat. So go follow her on Twitter or on YouTube. Because, you know what I think would be helpful? Here's just a bit of advice for you, Dee Dee. If you're on one of these shows that allow you to stream to your own audience, you should hit that button and then stream it to your own channel. So then whenever people want to go see yours, like whatever you've been on, they can go and see like it on there. Because StreamYard typically does allow that as long as the host does. Like, for example, I could do that anytime I'm on Carl's show. I've just never asked for the permission and I've never hit the button. But that button does exist. I could stream it every time I'm on Carl's show to my own channel. But what's the point of that? But I think it would be beneficial for you because you are trying to make like a little bit of content sort of around yourself. So, maybe you hit that. Well, you don't have to. Nobody offered. Yeah. Well, like I said, but if the button's there, just hit the button, because the worst they can do is say, hey, take that down. You'd be like, all right. And then you just take it down. That's easy. But it might help you. So it could be cool. Your pregnancy content. Sure. Yeah. And you also on all the shows you go on. Because I can't keep up with you and everything you do. But if you had your own channel with the stuff that you do, it'd be a lot easier to watch it. Just content brained. Speaking of being content brained, that's basically all I was out in Vegas.
Shit. I'm sorry.
Hi, Ava. I didn't know you were showing up.
I'm turning that off. My head.
Well, hi, Ava. Speaking of Ava showed up at Hackmania. Big surprise. Blew away the costume contest and was hard to find afterwards. Although there was a guy out there that looked suspiciously like Ava, so I don't know. And not me. Boo. All right, anyway. Hackmania. I know everybody's already wrapped it up like a million times, but I'm not going to talk about the shows because you can either like them or you didn't like them. Apparently the streaming didn't go well. I don't know. I don't care. I paid money to be there and I enjoyed it. So that's what matters to me. I had a great time, vacation or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I mostly got to spend it with my friends. So that's what it's about for me. So I could have spent more time with certain people, but I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I wanted to like go out and do a couple of things, so I did it. next year at next Hackmania, I will spend a little bit more time back in the hotel, like I did second Hackmania, first one I was at, and kind of like balance it out because that's what you have to do in life and in everything, I guess. So next year, I want to stay a little bit longer and spend time with more people that I can get to spend time with. I saw Megan a bunch, but I didn't really get to do anything with Megan, so I'd like to spend a little bit more time with Megan. Gummy Chainsaw says that he was, really excited to be there, and it was a great time, but it was more work than he was expecting.
He was working.
Which makes sense because he was the only other guy there with a merch booth. I mean, Jenny always brings stuff, but Jenny made the smart thing of having her Venmo and Cash App up there so she could just accept the money. Or what I did is I grabbed something, walked up to her, I was like, I'm taking this, here's the money. And she's like, oh, sweet. So I think most people that have already been to one of these events has WATP merch, or that wants it already has it, because they don't put out a lot of new merch. They basically have 2 shirts, 3 technically, but the one they never sell, it's like a tank top version of the trash can shirt. Or no, it's the dumpster. I don't know which one it is, but it's a tank top version, and they rarely sell that one. But they do have a new shirt. You can actually see it back there. It's the same shirt, but it's a different, it's like heather instead of that matte gray that the old one was, and the logo's bigger and a better print. So I do like the new shirts, so that's why I picked one up for myself. And also Gummy, like I said, was the only guy there really other doing a merch booth. Up front, Leah, the door girl, she had stickers and stuff up there, which were all for free. And then the only thing being sold up there were posters, or they weren't being sold. Shh, don't tell the plaza. Shh, they weren't being sold. But Gummy had his own little thing in there, and I would say he probably did pretty well, because I know I spent a fat chunk of money there, because Gummy has fantastic merch. He's incredibly creative. If I'm not mistaken, he's the one who made this, the little snake poker chip.
Yeah, he made a few poker chips.
Yes, I think that one's very high quality. It's the same quality as the ones that Dr. Steve makes. So I think this is far and away my favorite one now. Not only because it's it's also a very high quality, and it's green. So now I have a different color, so I can have different color poker chips.
I think only a few people have one. You got one, and Michigan Tim got one. I gave one other one away, but I don't remember to whom offhand.
Megan says next year, let's zip line. All right. Steph Renee has also wanted to do it. So
I think.
If me, you, and Steph Renee do ziplining, I think that's enough people to actually justify going and doing it, and it might be worth it to do it. So that sounds fun. Dee Dee, okay, so sure, we'll have 4 idiots go down the zip line, and hopefully one of us gets stuck, so then the other ones can make fun of that one. Now, I doubt we'll have as many people filming as when Carl went down the zip line for the creep-off consequence, which I think was one of the mini highlights of the weekend. It was just a bunch of people hanging out there, and everyone was having such a good time, talking and bantering, that some of us kind of forgot what we were doing, and Carl started coming down. We're like, oh, fuck, yeah, shit, we're supposed to record. So everybody pulls out their cameras, maybe some a little too late. I could have got a better shot, but like I said, I wasn't ready for it because I was just having fun and hanging out at that point. And I'm sure it's been said, but I think that's the highlight of this last Hackmania, is just everybody constantly just being in a crowd, hanging out, exchanging stories, both dabble and personal. And I think that if you are a member of the community and not just somebody who watches the shows, Hackmania is a no-brainer. You have to go. Because if you actually like talking with other people in the chat and you want to see the people that you interact with on a daily basis, there's very other few chances. I mean, maybe DabbleCon, that's the other really big event in this space, but Hackmania is a league of its own, honestly. It's impressive, the event that Hackmania is, and like it or hate it, it's better than anything Chad Zumock's put on. Am I wrong?
I can confirm that for sure.
Oh, yes, right, because you've been to his stand-up. More than once or just once?
No, that one time, and that was
Okay.
that was one time too many.
One time too many. Yeah, absolutely. The other big highlight, I think, was it was my birthday Friday, the 10th, the first day of Hackmania, and because I'm not close-lip about it, I do like attention. I did let people know it was my birthday, but more people spread it than I did. I said like hit to a couple people, and then people that I haven't really met were like, "Oh, it's your birthday today, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, thank you." So it was really nice. And Megan, the review girl, and also the creator of Is It Gay or repurposer, she claims she creates it, but then she claims she didn't create it. There's a little bit of mixed lore on that one. You need to state your case very clearly. Did you rip it off and you're proud to rip it off, or did you make it up? Be honest. But she went around and I guess had people sign a birthday card for me. I should have brought it because, you know, it's just sitting in the other room, but it was very sweet. It was very nice. And honestly, it made me cry a little bit, mostly because I was heavily intoxicated, but the other part of it was because it's a super nice gesture and it was very sweet. So thank you everyone who signed the card. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Megan, for going and doing that. It was very sweet. I really appreciate it. It was definitely one of the highlights of my weekend. The other big one was Snake and I went to Omega Mart. That is very cool. Snake, how would you describe Omega Mart?
Oh, I don't remember anything.
Oh, really? Sweet.
No,
Are you being
it's very
serious?
interesting. No. I would describe it as a conspiratorial adventure.
Ooh, that's cool. Do you think Michael Ray
when
Bauer would
things-
like it?
I think he would think it's real.
Yeah, true.
No, I think he would enjoy it, to be honest, but it's very, you get out of it what you put into it. You can just like tangentially just look around at all the cool shit, or you can figure out what all the cool shit actually does and why it's there, which I found to be an amazing experience. Yeah, it's literally an all day thing if you're going to go do Omega Mart, and that doesn't even count Area 15 or
Any of the other properties on the area.
stuff.
Yeah, very. That whole like district is very impressive. It's all like immersive experiences. You go around, you move your body, and you touch and you look and you solve mysteries if you want to. If you want to get more into it, for example, like the second you walk out off of the Lyft or the Uber, there's like a robot, like a I don't know, like a mini Iron Giant, laying on the ground, and he's got markings all over it, and we're like hieroglyphics basically. And
like you cleverly pointed out, though, it's one of Matt Groening's alien languages from Futurama.
Yeah, the symbols are very distinct, and I'm good at recognizing symbols and patterns, and I'm a very visual based memory person. So I looked at it and I was like, is that from Futurama? And now I don't know how to read it because I never bothered going that deep into it. But around in the other side, as we found out later, right into like the brain, there's a little compartment you can open, and there's the translator, the cipher. And you can go and now like take a picture of it and then go and use that to decode the rest of it. Or I'm sure there's an app for it. You can just take a picture and it'll just be like, bloop, this is what it is. But either way, very impressive. And that's before you even walk in the door. And then when you walk into Area 15, there's a bunch of shit before you even get to a Mega Mart. The whole, yeah, like Snake said, it's definitely an all-day thing. If you want to even get like, I want to say your money's worth, but I guess that's subjective. We went twice to a Mega Mart, and that was like $60 a ticket. And I would say worth every penny. It was an incredible experience, and the staff that they have there keeping things going, and the dedication to the bit and the lore is, I've never seen anything like it, and I enjoy that type of content. I'm a very big fan of like ARGs, which are alternate reality games. A really good one that existed was for the Dark Knight. There was a website that popped up that was like a blog of somebody that was a journalist in Gotham City, and was like piecing together what was going to happen before the movie came out. And people that went along and played the ARG figured out that, you know, Joker was going to be the star of the next movie before they went and like marketed the Joker as the villain of the next movie. So that's a big one that you could go and like pretend you're helping solve a case in Gotham, and immerse yourself in somebody else's world. And it's not a video game. You're not like playing with a controller. You're not like you don't have to go anywhere. You can just sit on your computer or your phone or watch videos and talk with other people and play an ARG from the comfort of your house. What's really cool about Omega Mart is it's a physical location one. You go there and you get to walk around and see other people, and all the people that are doing that online are physically there in the building with you, which is really cool. I assume there's multiple ways to handle it. What I really like about it is it's non-linear, unless you have like somebody tell you what to do, and I don't think you should. You can go about it any way you want. You can immediately go to the last level and try to solve puzzles there, or start at the beginning and work your way through it the way it's supposed to be done. It really depends on how much time you have and how much you want to wait for the person to get off the computer in front of you. So
fuck, man, that was the worst. Fucking kids running around just doing shit because it's like a Discovery Zone or a Chuck E. Cheese instead of, you know, trying to play the game. That's the only thing that I can gripe that makes it difficult, that adults show up with their under the age of 10 children.
yeah,
That are just running the fuck around, and I want to shove them downstairs and I'm not allowed.
I think it would be nice if it was a 13 and older thing.
Yeah, that would have been much more easy to deal with, because at least you can say, hey, dude, calm down.
Hey man,
Can I get in here and do this? Right. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're gonna be on here for 20 more minutes, can I just look over your shoulder and take a picture of this one thing real quick? Yeah. It'd be easy. It'd be easier than having little tiny kids.
But then again, you run into the opposite problem that we had when we were trying to get into Miriam's computer. We had two ladies in front of us who were doing the same thing. They were absorbing everything they can get their hands on. And so you have to be patient and wait. And there was a couple behind us that were waiting on us to go through everything. So we kind of went through as much as we could, as quickly as we could, out of respect, you know?
Right. Yeah. You want to move along, but you also want to absorb it. Yeah, definitely. Just in that corporate office, I could spend 6-8 hours just in there reading all the documents. We were at the head of marketing's desk, and just she had like 5 folders on her desk, and I think there was 60 documents in there at least,
easily, and they were
not including what was on her computer.
Out of order. And the other files, like the patent files and stuff of the projects they were working on, the individual files for each person in their drawer, those clear light up ones.
Slate things. Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, those were really, like, you can just spend hours looking at nothing, you know, like those aren't even part of the story. Really.
A lot of it is just supplemental. Yeah, like right. Oh, the Omega Mart's new Nebula beef. It's Nebula flavor. Ew, look how, ooh. It's like, this has nothing to do with the story. This doesn't progress anything. They don't explain what it is, where it comes from, or why they make it. It's just an ad that you can watch on an intern's terminal, because I'm assuming they were either working on it, or they're one of the interns that like sorts through them and gets them sent up to the marketing lady to the left of them, who actually sends them, approves them. Who knows? This is just supplemental shit. And there's so much supplemental shit that doesn't actually go towards the story, but that is what really makes a good world, like a good world building. We'll use Skyrim as an example. Skyrim is one of the best games of all time because it has a good main story, but it has so much other shit that you can do that has nothing to do with the main story that it makes the whole world feel lived in and real and experienced. And people will tell you to go places that you've never thought about going because they want to send you, the game developer wants to send you somewhere, so the game facilitates it. There's a lot of supplemental shit in Skyrim that you could never see or never have to touch, but it's there if you want to go get more. And that is a great example of the stuff in The Office. There is so much shit that's not important, but unless you know what you're looking for, you don't know what's not important yet.
No, yeah, it gets difficult because you need to be able to organize your own personal notes somehow.
Right, and we weren't taking them. We were just kind of enjoying the ride and holding everything in our head.
Yeah. And that's the issue. That's why I said initially, I was like, oh, I forgot everything. I didn't forget everything, but yeah, I know that I don't remember all the stuff we looked at. Just the more recent stuff from the second day, you know?
There was a lady in there that was not part of our group, but she was there the whole time we were there, and she was scouring every inch, even places that weren't like playable areas, basically. She's like, maybe this could be a thing. Is this a clue? This is a staff-only door, but is it really staff-only? And she's like taking pictures and shining her flashlight at seams, and she's taking notes, and I'm like, see, this is how you should play the game. Like, come here by yourself, don't let anyone else bother you, and just be like, okay, well, there's nobody here, so I'm going to take notes and 3D map every inch of this room here. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to go home and put it in Blender. She
was a very interesting person. I've seen her a few times throughout walking through the exhibits and stuff.
I would have taken more pictures and videos and stuff, but I wanted to just enjoy the experience. Next time I go there, I will put more effort into actually solving it, because it's really cool and I actually do care. And what's really interesting about it is, according to the great Sea Moose who came with us, it's part of a larger collective that is additionally optional. There is a like 6 or 7 exhibits that all tie together under the Meow Wolf brand, and some of them are more interlinked than others, but they're all like on a back end of like a multiversal chain thing. I don't know much about that because it's on an app and you have to go search through the app, and I didn't want to be on the app. I wanted to look at the stuff that I paid money to go look at. So I was just letting the app do its thing and beep and bloop and bleep, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll just check all those later. I haven't yet, but I will eventually go through them on a night where I'm not really doing anything. And a room that I was really interested in more than almost any of them seemed to be it looks like a kid's room where you just have like drawings and murals and shit all over the wall. But along the mural, there were little symbols, and next to the symbols, there were like charts of or legends of what the symbols meant. So it could all mean nothing, or it could all mean something. It could be like a history of like species and like evolution and time and stuff, or what different things mean. Like, for example, there was a blue head with weird eyes and like hand finger things at its neck to make it walk. And it was like, it represented anxiety or something like that. And it's like, okay, so if you can find this creature somewhere else in here, it might represent anxiety because now it's like a compounded symbol. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't get to spend that much time in there because I didn't want to spend 3 hours in one room, because I could have.
Easily. Like, I could, if they would let me, if there was like a spot to sleep and take naps and shit, well, actually you probably could. And there's plenty of sitting areas where you can just kind of chill out. But like I mentioned to you before, it would be so great to just have the whole place to yourself for a day.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
It's the surveillance cameras that we didn't get to really.
I think Seamus also thought that I think some of those look at other facilities that Meow Wolf owns. So I think one of them might be footage of the Convergence Station, or one of them might be the one out in Maryland or whatever. Or whatever they are. I'm just guessing. Because as he pointed out, and I noticed, there were rooms on the security cameras that I've never seen yet. And I'm pretty sure we went everywhere there. Yeah, not maybe every single inch, but like, I think we went in every room at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we've uncovered every secret in every room or why each room is. That one section is just experimental room. Like you mentioned, there was like the nursery, but there's like the strobe room and then the server room and that weird underground room. where it's like you're in a cavern, they're growing shit in there. There's a lot of things that are kind of coming together for Omega Mart slash Dramcorp. Like they got their fingers in a lot of stuff, and it's very interesting.
It reminds me of Aperture.
That's what. Yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, when I saw the old man doing the commercial, I was like, oh, here's Rock Hudson. You know what I mean?
Cave
Like,
Johnson, yeah.
Omega Mart.
The Hidden Secrets of Omega. Yes. There's a lot, and definitely want to go back there again. And I will look at like a multi-day pass or see if they have an option for that. Because general admission is fine, but if I want to go more than once, or what if I want to go in the morning and then leave, go eat something, and then come back in the evening before they close? You know, see something about like that. I don't know. Definitely want to explore more options with that. Because I've never seen anything exactly like that. There's somewhere over here in St. Louis called the City Museum, which is like a immersive adult and child like playground that's like built together with bits of old St. Louis and history. And there's like conveyor belts that make like railings, and there's McDonald's play places up in the ceiling, and there's pennies that like pave up sidewalk. There's just so much shit there that it's like a Willy Wonka factory. But the thing it's missing is it doesn't have a game. It doesn't have an immersive experience to it. It's just walk around and explore shit and see what's up and see what this crazy old man shoved in this building. Now, what would be cool is if they made the crazy old man shoving things in a building a story, and like, you could solve the mystery of the shoe factory. It'd be cool. That's why I was so interested in Megamart, is because it's completely built to be an experience.
Maybe you should write the story for them.
Yeah, go around, make up a story for each of the areas, and then be like, hey, who do I talk to?
Yeah, exactly. You would probably talk to the curator of the building, whoever is in charge of maintenance on that. Or, you can find out. It's not that hard. And you're a decent writer, so.
I'm good at world building and like, not necessarily like long form writing, but world building, lore crafting, supplemental shit. That's what I'm storyboarding. Like, actually, when it comes to like, and then he walked into the room, and the room was shaped like this, and then he walked over there, and he talked. And dialogue is a little bit hard. Prose is so. That takes a lot of effort and skill, and I never necessarily shaped that skill, but I have other writing skills, as I would agree with you. I think that pretty much covers it for Omega Mart, without just pulling up pictures and videos and going in and whatever. Anyone that goes to Vegas next year for Hackmania, if this sounds intriguing, definitely go try it. It's at least worth it to go look around at the cool rooms and colors and designs and moving walls and hidden passages. Even if you don't play the game, it's a cool experience to go walk around and look at.
Yeah, I had a blast, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you came with. I don't think I would have experienced that, or wouldn't have wanted to experience that with anyone else that had come to Vegas. I don't think anyone would appreciate it the same way you do.
Thank you. It was weird seeing other people there at random too that were just like other Hackmania fellows,
Right. Opal in the Hackmania, well, nobody likes onions mostly, but in the Hackmania chat, was in there. And I know one other person, but I didn't catch their name. Amish Evan came with us, and so did the Great Sea Moose. So we were a party of 4, and aside from us, there was 2 other people that decided to go too. So, definitely a popular attraction. There are some things I would like to try next year, but, it's a matter of funding. Like, going to the Sphere would be cool. Something I definitely we're gonna do is go to the Excalibur and see a live show.
Holy
Captain
shit.
Deadpool finally got home last night
Yeah.
after drop.
Holy shit, man.
Last night, are you being serious? That took you that many
Yeah.
days?
Well, I think he also stopped and hung out with
Sure.
Uncle Jack. I don't know how long he spent around there. But Jesus Christ, man, that's a whole nother week of driving that you did.
What?
God bless you.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you drive? Is it comfy? It's gotta be.
I thought he told me. I want to say it was a truck, but I can't remember. I really legit can't remember. But we were talking a little bit.
While we
had
were
to take a very southern route home.
Yeah, I can imagine. You have to drive in like a fucked up L, like a backwards L.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, while we were in Vegas, and right after we got back, somebody who came to the last Hackmania was Vito Gesualdi, part of the biggest problem in the universe, and also the biggest problem in Hackmania last year. Vito, I like Vito. I also like to dislike Vito. It's a nice, he's like my favorite locale because of the way I feel about him. I like him and I also don't like him. So he's like the perfect split of making me feel. So great on him for doing that. If that's his goal in being a comedian, is constantly eliciting reactions on both ends of the spectrum, he nails it. He definitely does better than his predecessor of Maddox, the previous host of The Biggest Problem in the Universe, the old one. Okay, so they have a very large overlap of personalities and similarities and quirks. And Maddox recently started a Magic the Gathering podcast after not doing anything for a couple of years. The last thing basically releasing a documentary about how Dick Masterson is a big stalker, and then deleting it. He didn't really do anything for a while, and now came out with a Magic the Gathering podcast called Soul Ringers, which you may have heard of on the recent Who Are These Podcasts. Soul Ringers, it's fine, I guess, if you like dudes talking about magic. The problem is, they're just talking about like one specific thing, and it's like the like expanded universe, the secret layers, and like the Lord of the Rings packs and the Spider-Man packs, and whether they like them, and it's a niche inside of a niche. And if you don't like the host, I can't imagine really liking the podcast, even if you do like Magic the Gathering. He seems to be doing something he enjoys. Finally, good for him. Good. I bring back Banana Docs. That would be nice. That was actually funny. But we can't always get what we want. But I did. Vito, emulating the ever great Maddox, decided, hey, I like magic. I buy and sell magic. Fuck, let's do a Magic the Gathering podcast too. So he and Billy the Fridge have started the Ristic Study Hall. Which I guess Ristic Study is a magic card, and so is Soul Ring. So, let's just name our podcast after a Magic the Gathering card. Because I guess it's that good? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. There was a chatter for a while named Vito's Gaia's Cradle, and that was because of a bit. And it wasn't necessarily because the card is amazing or anything like that. It's because they burnt a Gaia's Cradle on the show for a bit. But I digress. So Vito decided to start his own fucking Magic the Gathering podcast, and lo and behold, it's basically the same thing as Maddox's, where he's just talking about like the expanded stuff and the secret layers, and like I like listening to people talk about Magic the Gathering. Jarvis Johnson and Jordan Adika host a show called Sad Boys. And they like Magic the Gathering so much that they did a spin-off of their own show called This Magic Moment, where they talked about Magic the Gathering and their stuff, and the Commander format and bans and unbans and the format changes and what they're doing with like their personal drafts and stuff like that. Much more digestible for a wider fan base. Especially if you don't know what they're talking about, they will explain the cards and the mechanics behind it instead of both Maddox and Vito's show, where it's like, well, this is a card, and if you don't know what it is, and if you're listening audio only, you're fucked. Exactly. If you know, you know. So, it's a niche inside of a niche podcast for both of them, and it's very interesting to me that they're so similar in their creative decisions. But I guess that's what makes, or another one of the things that makes Vito so fascinating to me. So, go check out Ristic Study Hall. It's not on its own channel. It's on something else. I was going to plug it, but since it's not easy to find, I don't even know how you're going to find it. So I guess just try to find it if you want to, or don't, whatever. I post links on Twitter about it because I am a Vito fan. So, go check it out if you want to make fun of Vito, make fun of people who like magic. All right. Well, I ground everything to a halt. Moving on to something much more interesting. Ghostbusters. I finally saw Ghostbusters. I saw the first and the second one last night. My friend Sean and I usually hang out on Tuesday nights. So, after recovering from Hackmania and being at Hackmania, we hung out again and watched both of them. And they were both great, honestly. I was fearing that the second one was going to suffer from sequelitis and just be kind of a drag. But
it's a totally different movie.
It is very different, but I think it's still good. I think. Oh yeah, no, I think it can. I think it could get some editing choices that would make it a little bit better. The court scene at the beginning is too long, and it really drags the rest of the movie down. The court scene should be either in the middle or just cut it down way much. Put it at the very beginning of the movie. I don't know. The court scene was a drag, and the rest of the movie was great. So it can't be perfect, but they were both good. I think the first one's definitely better. I think the second one existed because it needed to or it could. And the second one is kind of disjointed in a way.
That's what I mean. It's not the same movie. The first one's put together like a film. It has beats, it hits beats, and it ends. The second one was a sequel cash grab, sure, but I also think it was done really well. Vigo is great as a villain.
Is he though?
The whole premise of the second one is a fucking farce about some angry goo underneath the streets of New York City. It's more in line with the cartoon later.
Yeah, there's two stories going on in that movie. There's the goo and also Vigo. It's like they're diametrically opposed, yet the movie wants you to think that they're like the same thing. The goo really has nothing to do with Vigo, right? Unless the goo is making the painting magical and resurrect. The movie doesn't explain that. The movie doesn't explain that, so you have to assume that they're connected somehow, even though the movie never connects the goo and Vigo. Not really.
No, you're supposed to think that it's helping, and like Vigo's pulling the goo into the city, like to help resurrect. But they don't like.
Why is he a goomancer? Right? Like they don't. Yeah. It's not. It's not. It's he though. I don't know. He was 105-year-old, like basically Vlad the Impaler type guy, and then was killed, and then somehow came back like 1,000.
The guy that's trying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's disjointed, and you, the audience guy, have to make some logical conclusions that the movie doesn't bother to make for you, and while you're trying to make that, I think you might be missing some things that are making the second movie enjoyable. Like the scene where they're cutting a hole into the sewer and the cop pulls up and they're like all screaming at the cops and just like yelling at them until the cops go away. And then the cops come back and then try to do it again, but it doesn't work. And then the cop is, so sell me another one. And then he's like, all right. And then goes to sell him another one. Even though he knows it's bullshit, the cop knows it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. He just goes in to do it anyway because it's funny. Some of the stuff that's not funny is you if this isn't just for kids, and it's not because it's a live action movie and they put money into it, you shouldn't be asking so many questions. I don't think, especially not for a sequel where they already established shit in the first movie. If you know, they shut down the machine again, and then it opened up another portal, and then that's what caused the goo to come out, and then the goo in the portal caused Vigo's painting to resurrect him from the grave in painting for, you know, I don't know. It's just disjointed, and because of that, it feels a little jarring. And like you said, the first movie's planned out, and it goes bam, 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 bam. All right, we're over. The second one, it feels like shit's happening.
That's what I was just going to point out. They had scenes in mind for the second one, and so they string them together with bits in between to hook it together. Like there was no reason to show a ghost ship pulling in with dead bodies on it and all that.
Yeah, but Titanic had nothing to do with anything.
It was just to do cool shit in the Ghostbusters universe. It wasn't really. That's why it's a disjointed sequel. But I think it holds its own anyway. It's rewatchable.
Oh yeah, I still think it's all right.
It was the art curator that Sigourney Weaver was working for. That the guy with he's V.
Jonash or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That guy made the movie a lot for me. I liked watching.
Yeah, that guy is great. That and the Vigo stuff,
Bill Murray's great.
Cut the fucking goo completely out. The goo does make Vigo so powerful that he's causing, you know, a necromancy uprising or whatever. Make him like a death god and whatever. And because of the shit in the first movie, where we know that some crazy architects can make like soul antennas, the building that the museum in is just a different soul antenna and is now doing that for Vigo. The movie already set that up in the first one, so set it up in the second one and cut the goo shit out. It has nothing to do with anything. Feels like the goo is part of its own movie, and it wasn't a bad part of the movie, but it had nothing to do with Vigo, and Vigo was much more interesting. So that's my gripe about the second movie. First movie, basically no notes. That movie's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's why it worked. It was just really good.
Dr. Venkman is a great fucking character.
Mm-hmm. Peter Venkman.
He is not a good guy, but you know what? When does Bill Murray play a good guy? I pointed out, I think the only time he did, that I can remember, is Bill Murray playing Bill Murray in Zombieland 2, where he was a really nice guy, and then they killed him.
Yes.
But yeah, he's basically just an asshole. It's like he's drunk constantly, but that's not a part of his character. They show him drinking one time after they get fired, and that's about it.
No, he just has a real I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yes, I really like it. He has the same vibe going on as the main character from Office Space, where he's just like, man, all right. And I kind of like it. I really like a lot of his dialogue. In the second movie, one of my favorite lines from him was, "I'm insulted that you think my laundry only has 2 states. It's not just clean and dirty. There's many subtle layers in between." And I'm like, that is so accurate. That's so accurate because you got clean stuff that's still in the drawer, still in the hamper that haven't put away or still clean. Then you have once worn, twice worn, dirty.
Exactly. Especially in my case, with pants, like just because I wore them once doesn't mean they're going into the laundry.
Especially if you only put them on at 5 o'clock and took them off at 10 o'clock.
Right. Well, I don't really do anything, so it's not like I'm getting my pants. I'm not out rolling in the fucking dirt like I'm 11 years old anymore. You know what I mean?
Ghostbusters, fantastic. I would like to see the shitty follow-ups because I like bad stuff. There's one with like kids, and then there's one with women.
The one with women is a reboot. That's a total reimagining. They just tried to make a girl Ghostbusters boss movie. I found it to be meh. Like it literally gender swapped out the 4 dude scientists for 4 women scientists, blah, blah, blah.
And also the receptionist.
Yes. It's very dated and a product of its time, whereas the one with the kids is supposed to be like a legit sequel to the first 2. I still haven't seen either one. I watched the girl one a little bit, but man, I just don't care.
I mean,
I got 2 Ghostbusters movies.
Pork
I didn't need.
Chungus women are not funny.
Oh, you can't say that. You're gonna get canceled and shit. Very rarely do I find women to be repetitively funny or funny on purpose.
Repetitively funny or funny on purpose. That's a good description. They're not usually funny. Bonnie McFarlane, big exception. She's hilarious. I need to get
That's the
some
biggest
Bonnie
joke.
drops. They are incredible. Who fucking cares is so good. So that wraps up the Ghostbuster topic, and I got 2 more I want to hit. Mostly games I've been playing. I took a break from all the stuff I had scheduled to just do some stuff that I wanted to do, because right after I got back from Hackamania, Replaced came out. And Replaced is a game that I've been waiting basically 6 years for. 5 officially once it was announced, but I knew about it before it was officially announced. So I've been waiting for it for about 6 years. Finally came out, and basically it was everything I wanted it to be. Fantastic soundtrack. It's visually stunning. The camera work is great. The lighting is great. And it is a 2.5D. So even though it's side scrolling, the camera makes it feel like you're not just locked into a left and right position. Even though you are, it makes it feel like you're not. It is good. The combat is just challenging enough on hard mode. It's like a lot of games of that style are just like a rhythm game when it comes to the combat. You hit a couple of times, then you dodge or you block, then you do this parry, you do that, and you have a plan in your head on how you're going to approach combat. And if you if you get thrown off your rhythm, then you get your ass kicked.
I would refer to it as a tactical beat 'em up, because you get mobbed, but there is skill. It's not just button mashing. Like you said, you have to dodge, and there are counters to certain things that you learn later. So it's not like a beat 'em up in a traditional sense where you're just mashing and punching. You have to be tactical about it, and there's different enemies with that. Like the shield guys and other guys with armor, you have to wear them down first, with a specific attack before you can actually do damage. So yeah, I really do enjoy the combat a lot in this game.
Something that I liked that they really only did one example of, but units aren't just like the same guys that you fought since the beginning. You started out by fighting like some fucking nobodies, and then you end up fighting the police, and then you end up fighting the elite police. And then there is like the highest tier of elite police, and most of the enemies, it's just this guy has a new costume and he has more health. A great example of progression is the gunner enemy. They start out and they just are like weak little guys that stand off side of the screen and try to shoot you. And they're the only ones that really have a range attack, so it's the only one you really have to worry about. Then later on, most of the enemies have a pistol, but the gunners shoot like the hardest. The other ones just do a little bit of damage because they have little pistols. The gunners have like rifles. And then they upgrade the gunners so they get more health and they shoot more often. Then they upgrade them again to their last tier where they get 2 shots and they get like a little shadow step dodge, so you can't kill them as easy. They are a great unit progression because initially the gunners are like no threat. Like all you got to do is just roll out of the way and then deal with them whenever you get to them. But once they are the highest tier of police gunners, they are shooting 2 bullets at you at a time. And when you go to try to beat them, they're running away from you. So you basically have to beat up the regular guys and save up a gunshot to countergun them. Now, you literally have a gun parry where you like pull out your gun and shoot their bullet back at them. Really useful, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, and it doesn't do as much damage as your own gun shooting a bullet. So the problem with shooting a bullet at them is another enemy can get in the way, or they still can dodge because they have that little shadow step dodge. So you want to close the gap on them and actually do like a melee finisher, which isn't really a thing you had to do on most enemies. It was convenient, and like the ninja enemies, you might want to do it because you can't hit them with regular attacks. But I think the gunners are a great mob, and they're one of the only ones that made me stress in the entire game. So good on the developers, because I never felt like they really overwhelmed you. The most difficult fight in the entire game was halfway through the game, where you fight the commissioner of the police force, and you have to fight. He has like 3 segments of his health bar. Once you knock out his health bar, a generator opens. You have to damage the generator, and then you get mobbed by police forces until you clear the police forces. Then the commissioner comes back, and you just repeat that a couple of times until the fight's over. The problem is there's no checkpoints, and if you're playing on hard, you only get 1 health restore. So you basically have to perfect the entire first segment, because if you lose health in the first segment, you're definitely not going to make it through the third segment, where they send multiple gunners and shield guys at you. So it becomes a endurance test in this boss fight, and it is the type of boss fights that I do not like, where the boss is like, ooh, guess what? This is the boss fight. Fight my fucking minions. Okay, cool. I've been doing that the whole game. What makes you different from anyone else? Because you're also here. The actual boss kind of sucks. He had basically like 3 moves. He had a melee swipe, he had a knife throw, and he had a gunshot. He had like 3 attacks. Really easy to deal with. In fact, trivial. The whole like difficulty of that fight is I only have 1 health bar.
So I was playing on normal, and yeah, there's a big difference between normal and hard, in my opinion. Like, hard makes it really hard. Like, I don't have the time to put in the endurance for that. Like, I just don't. So my commissioner fight went way easier than that. I don't even think there was 1 mob. And literally, well, I don't want to spoil, but like, it ends a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, it just, he's done. You know, like, I didn't really finish him. Its story beat ends.
Right, he gets finished in a cutscene.
Yeah. I'm trying not to, because it's still a new game.
Right,
I don't want to say too much, but so that being said, like, that's an only other, like, it's not even a gripe, it's just a nitpick, is that like when you go to hard mode, and it's the same with another game that I've played in the past, like normal is just slightly too easy for normal, in my opinion, but hard is like, okay, like you said, now I got to start being, I gotta do perfect in this spot, and if I don't, then I'm fucked. One spot that I was having an issue with because of hardware was that scaffolding run. And so you're running and you got the drone chasing you, and there's a spot where you got to go up twice on the right, jump back to the left, jump back to the right, and then hop over the wall and then jump to the next crane. And I was getting some sort of frame rate glitch every single time. It wasn't.
I had the same issue on that thing where like I felt like I was running fast enough, and then the drone would just be like, "Here I am," and gun me down.
And shoot me out of the air.
And then another time I was running, I had like a 55 step head start on the guy. So like even if I stopped, I'd be good for 3 seconds.
I literally was already running because like it would fade in after you die. It fades in. I would
you get control of the character before you get control of the camera.
Yeah. So like I was doing that, and I was still getting, like you said, it was very inconsistent. There's sometimes I felt like I was so like you would jump and do a swing. I wasn't even taking the second swing. I was jump, swing, jump again, and like being.
And you basically can't be faster. Through. So yeah, I think it's a frame rate issue or something, or maybe the drone is just coded inconsistently to have a bad speed limit on it. I don't know. But that issue, we both had an issue with that segment. That wasn't necessarily a glaring issue. It wasn't like, oh, this is clearly a problem with the game. It just felt like I shouldn't be dying here.
Yeah, there was a lot of cheap deaths that were getting one over on me, and I just didn't care for it. But I got it. Eventually, like you get ahead of it, and it's like, oh, all right, cool, great. But like, only a couple of spots that were, and again, I think it was more of a hardware issue for me. I was getting a frame rate slowdown and screen tear right there every single time. Like it was loading something. It was loading like the next section. And so that's when the drone would catch up, because my character would like freeze. Mm-hmm. So I would lose my progression. Like any ahead that I had is now gone. But I got through it. Like it just, perchance or luck or whatever. Maybe it was a skill issue.
I don't know. We both had the issue, so I'm gonna blame the game for that. I think the drone was cheating.
Okay, fair. Fair. I'll take it.
So yeah, as you progress through the game, it gets a little bit harder, and I really like the emotional story beats. I like the attachment you build to the characters, and your character builds to the people you meet. I think the game, a thing that would bump it from 9 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 would be voice acting. It doesn't need it.
Yes.
And I still think it could get to 10 if they did the thing where each character had their own like text tone or type. The only character that has a unique one is a character named Veronica, because she has like a larynx thing. So she talks like a little robotic. So she has a beepy tone and everybody else like has a typewriter noise. I wish everybody had a different type sound. Like somebody had mechanical keys. Somebody had a membrane keyboard. Somebody had a typewriter keyboard. Somebody typed really slow. Somebody typed with fat fingers. I don't know. It'd be nice if they had that, because everybody has the exact same voice. And since it's not voice acted, you have to read every line or you're going to miss something.
It gives the character's personality more too. I started later than you, and you had already talked to Veronica, and you made that point that she sounds different because she has a larynx problem. You didn't explain to me why she has a larynx problem. I'm not going to explain to everybody else why if you play the game, but yeah, it's part of the story and what's really going on with Replaced. I very much enjoyed what I played so far, but I sort of stopped.
I also stopped because despite the fact that this game is basically perfect, the only issue I came across is the little drone section, a little inconsistent on the drone speed. Don't know if that was me problem or the game problem. Probably game problem. And then in your main character's apartment, once you finally get there, there's a chair you can no-clip into because it's like in the path of the character and it doesn't have collision, so you can walk through it and hit the wall. It's a little weird. It's like tiny little thing. And then, the third one, which is game breaking. I'm now soft locked out of the game. I can no longer progress. Unless they implement a patch to fix this specific room that I'm in, or a chapter select so I can just restart chapter 10. I'm now soft locked out of the game. There is a room where you have to like dance around and not get electrocuted. And once you get out of the room to get not get electrocuted, you finally, oh sweet, you walk into the next room, a cutscene triggers. A character that has been throughout the game talks to you, you have a little bit of exchange, you leave that character and progress to the next room. I progressed to the next room, and then for whatever reason, I reloaded my checkpoint, and it reloaded my checkpoint not to the room that I was in, not to the cutscene, to the room of the electric room. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll just walk into the next room and re-trigger the cutscene, which is fine. Except now the cutscene will not trigger. And that's fine, whatever. I can walk to the other side of the room, just walk through the door into the room that I reloaded my checkpoint in. Nope, that's a solid wall, even though the door is not open. Or even though the door is open, it's got a solid wall behind the door, so I can't go through the door. The camera tries to pan through the door, but it doesn't because there's a solid wall there, so I don't actually go through it. If I had a no clip, I think I could just walk through the wall and just be right in there. Or if I had a chapter select, I could just go back. If I had a multi-save thing. There's basically no solution currently to my bug other than restart the whole goddamn game. Or if somebody had a save file, I could take their save file. But I'm basically fucked. And it's really annoying because I love this game. It's fantastic, actually. I'm so happy that it was worth the wait. But I can't play it now, and I'm really annoyed.
Did you bother to file a ticket?
I didn't file a ticket, but I put it in all of their Steam discussion forums. I said very specifically what happened with full spoilers, and I also mentioned a couple of times like, "Hey, I'm still soft locked in chapter 10."
Yeah, so can
we get a chapter select? That would fix it.
Yeah.
Just let me select the beginning of chapter 10, and that would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'll redo the electric room. I don't mind. It was annoying, but I'll redo it. It's fine. I don't want to redo 9 whole chapters.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because, like we mentioned, there's a couple of spots where I feel like you're getting gamed. And it's just difficult to progress because of that. So, yeah, I get it. And like, I'm on chapter 6. I don't even think you want to go through the rest of that again. 7, 8, 9.
I would if I could physically take. I don't know if I can because I don't know what you're playing it on.
Yeah.
But if your file is compatible with Steam files, then I could just drop your save in there, and then I'll progress from 6. But I do not want to start from chapter 1 again. That's too far back.
Yeah, it's
Another bug
understandable.
that's in the game, it's commonly known, is the Chapter 9 achievement does not pop. You beat Chapter 9 and you don't get the achievement for it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool,
weird.
I guess. That pretty much wraps up Replaced. Incredible game. It's only $20, worth every fucking penny of it. Go buy it if you are interested in. Without telling you anything about the story, it's not cyberpunk. It's like retro punk, post World War II, like Metro style, like Fallout ish, like Apocalypse style, with like Repo Man vibes. Really good.
Mhm.
Honestly incredible. I'm disappointed I can't beat it yet. But since I couldn't beat that, I went to go play a different game, Into the Radius, which I have not played in quite a while. Into the Radius is a first-person solo extraction shooter, sort of. You pick up objectives from your computer, you load up your gear, and you head out into the wilderness. You fight some monsters, you loot some crates, you complete the objective, you go home with your loot, and upgrade yourself for the next run. And that's pretty much what it is. You can increase the difficulty by like how harsh dying is. Me, I don't want dying to be harsh. I don't want to play an extraction shooter. So I just have it so anytime I die, I can just hit the load button and just go back to the last autosave, which was like 5 minutes ago. So I only ever lose about 5 minutes of progress. Not too bad. So I have built up a nice arsenal of decent guns. When I picked up the game again, my backpack was full of stuff, so I emptied it out and made a bunch of money, and finally bought myself a PPSH. Because out in the wilderness, I had collected a total of 3 PPSH drum mags, so 70-round drum mags, which you cannot buy in the game. There's like a shop, you can't buy them. You can only find the drum mags. So after I found a total of 3 of them, I'm like, okay, now I have a reason to buy the PPSH. After using it for just a little bit, I really like the gun. It has 2 glaring issues, though. It's a very short barrel, so it is a very short range, effective range. I mean, the bullet still goes, but like for accuracy, yeah, it's more of an SMG. That's kind of what it really is. It's how it functions mechanically. What I love about it is how fucking short the gun is. You can kind of like hip fire it really nice and like get a lot of stability by holding it to your stomach. Really, really good gun. Only problem is it's a little expensive to feed, so I'm gonna need to earn a little bit more money and then buy a couple of cans of ammo, and then make sure I keep the drums fed, and then also have a couple of regular magazines of armor-piercing rounds, because that's where I ran into my problem. I went to go on a mission, and there were some armored enemies, and I'm just using standard rounds, and it's just plink, 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 plink. I'm like, oh, that was 40 rounds wasted. I don't think I even hurt his armor. Some armor, or because it's not like literal body armor, it's like magic anomaly armor. It's video game armor. So if you don't have enough, think Dungeons and Dragons. If you don't have enough of an attack roll, you're not even going to damage them. So why even fucking swing?
I was laughing. Yeah, that's why I'm laughing, because I know I've been in the situation where I've just dumped a clip into something and it did fuck all. And I'm just like, God damn it. Like, what a waste.
What a waste of fucking 70 rounds. God damn it.
Yeah, no shit. And then you're like, all right, now I got to figure out something. And that's, like you said, okay, you needed specific armor piercing rounds for this enemy type.
And it was the first time I was running 2 new guns. I was running a PPSH for the first time, and I was running a Desert Eagle for the first time. So I got the there's 2 Desert Eagle rounds. There's Full Metal Jackets and there's CHP rounds. I don't know what that stands for. I assume cheap now that I've fucking used them, because I would use those, and the armored enemy would come up to me and I'd be like, blam, 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 blam. Okay, fuck, the armor broke. So it is strong enough of a gun with strong enough rounds. It just, the rounds have no armor piercing effect on them. So I checked the standard rounds, which are like $100 more, not which isn't a lot. It's like $250 or $350. And they have full armor piercing. I can kill armored enemies in two taps with this fucking thing now. I'm like, oh my god. So after suffering for a little bit, I put a laser pointer on my Desert Eagle and made sure I had armor-piercing rounds. So now I can run around next time with my PPSH with just regular rounds, go blam, 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 blam on regular enemies, and then any big enemy, I'll just be like, hold on a second, blam, blam. All right, sweet, there we go.
CHP stands for Copper Hollow Point.
Yeah, they suck ass, I'll tell you that. What are they for? Shooting fish?
Yeah, those are for fleshy things.
Well, the enemies are made out of like solid consciousness. I don't know what is effective against solid conscious matter.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, obviously it's not copper.
Yeah, Full Metal Jackets seem to do the job. So next time, I bought myself a full case of them, 180 like box of Full Metal Jackets for my Deagle, because I like having a big sidearm. My normal sidearm is a Glock 18 fully automatic with a 25 round extended mag. So if I just pull it out and go, enemy's dead. You know, it's not really anything to worry about. But I like my sidearm to be a big thing. I like having a Magnum or a revolver or whatever. So I went with the Deagle because I kept finding Deagle magazines. I'm like, fuck it. I mean, might as well buy the gun. Every time I find a magazine, it saves me $300. So
yeah, there you go. Also, you know, that's a one shot, dude. One shot.
It should be. Yes, unarmored enemies. I think the Deagle will shoot him in the head, kill him in one hit. I was playing it, and every time I play a VR shooter, it is so much better than a first-person shooter because you can actually move and aim the gun. There was an enemy around the corner that had like a burst fire SMG, and he killed me like in 1 second when I went around the corner. So I reloaded my save, walked around the corner, got my Deagle ready. I literally aimed it around the corner with my arm, not my body, so my head's not poking out. I'm like, blam, 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 blam. Oh, got him. Sweet. You can do, like in Rainbow Six Siege, you can like lean, but you still put your whole, like, you still put a hitbox out there. In a VR shooter, you can put your wrist out there. That's it. Shoot my wrist and my gun. That's my hitbox right now. So, much more nuts. And the area I was in, as Rowena points out, there were some snipers, and I think they do like 4 or 5 hearts of damage. I think you have 10 hearts. They're little circles, but you know, hearts. They do like 5 hearts of damage, so they can like 2-tap you, and that's if they don't headshot you. If they headshot you, I think it does like 8.5. They do so much damage, and they have semi-automatic snipers, so they can shoot pretty quickly. They're really annoying, especially when they're armored. So I had to go back. I had to grab my FNFAL and then come back and clear out this warehouse, because not only is it a heavier caliber than the PPSH, it has a long barrel and a scope on it. Well, not like a scope. It had like an HCOG on it, but a much more snipery reticle with like a full crosshair and a dot, so I could get headshots and body or like upper neck shots easier. So after switching to that, cleared out the warehouse and was going to go do one more mission while I was out there, but decided not to because my backpack was basically full. And if I went out there and filled my backpack up, then I wouldn't be able to run at all getting back, and it'd take me a long time. So I just decided to take my wins, as it were. Spent way more ammo than I was hoping to, but I learned now how to use my PPSH effectively. Have standard rounds in the drums, and then have a couple of just actual magazines, like banana mags, full of armor piercing for it if I need it. The game's really fun. It's just a simple shooter. There isn't a lot going on in the story or anything. It's kind of one of those games that you make the story in your head up, I guess. You can kind of be whatever you want because the game doesn't really have one. There is a second one that I want, but it's in early access. It's got a little bit of mixed opinions. I'm hearing the story isn't great. The voice acting is bad. It's still early, and it's a small team working on it. But if it improves on the first game and actually has like a better quest system, sort of, because as I said, you just walk in, you pick some missions off a terminal, you walk outside, complete the missions, you walk inside, turn the missions in. That's the whole gameplay loop. There isn't much more to it. if the second game has anything more to it, that's what I want out of it. So I think I'll probably buy it soon. I don't know how soon. But I also have Elite Dangerous to play in VR, which I would like to play tonight. And that wraps up my my game rants. Have
Nice.
you been playing anything lately?
Nope.
What have you been doing lately with your free time?
Sleeping.
Ooh, that's good. I haven't been sleeping a lot lately.
I've been watching cartoons and laying around.
What have you been watching cartoons?
Aqua Teen the other day.
That's great.
Ooh, old Adult Swim stuff.
All right.
Nothing exciting.
No worries. Is there anything else you want to hit before we get out of here?
No. Not really.
You could hit the like button.
Yeah.
Here, since I have it prepped, I am going to show this bug real quick since it's already up here.
Oh, okay.
So I load my save up.
I'm gonna laugh because it's gonna load correctly this time.
I would be so happy. So here is the exact spot the cutscene is supposed to play. This is where the cutscene plays. You end the cutscene, your character walks over here like a hero, and you walk through this door, and if I jump, the camera tries to go into the next room. If I go back into this previous room, the room is still minorly electrified, so I can like wait. I can wait out a long time and the room stops being electrified. But if I walk into the room and walk back into here, it still doesn't solve the issue. So here's a good example. Walk in here. Okay, cool. All right. Now trigger the cutscene. Nope. No cutscene.
Once.
And since there's no cutscene, I can't walk through this door because you're supposed to walk through the door in the cutscene.
It's stupid that the door has collision, that it's even there. After the cutscene plays, it should just be open.
Yep, so now I'm just stuck in this room forever. This dark server room. Rip me. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate you coming by. Hit the like button if you're not subscribed. You should be, because I stream sometimes, and sometimes my streams are fun. So you should come by for that. And I hope to see you all next year at Hackmania. So, till then, see you next time.